and wheat fields in the background. Just riding a little bit of the Investigator Trail through here. Whee! Yeah. How are you, Mr. Emu? Yeah, it's only going to be 24 degrees though. It's not all that warm. Salt block. The trail, camper trailer.
Another one?
Oh my god. Car back. Tumby Bay's got a big silo art display. So a couple of kids flying through the area to the sea, and wheat fields in the background. Out on the open highway again, rolling hills. Traffic's not too heavy, and it's a nicer, gentler crossing, just enough to keep us cool today. The sun's fully out. Big old grain trucks, triple trailer road trains. That was only a double. Bit of low hill country around here, getting closer to Port Lincoln. It's looking a bit greener too. That's Boston Bay over there, and we've got about 25 or 30 kilometres to go, but across the bay you can see the buildings and the port facilities of Port Lincoln. It's in sight. There's Cape Barren geese here. All of them, yeah, feeding. Slow plod into Louth Bay. Came in past the golf course and the luxury eco resort, and there's a camping area here. Nice view here. The campground around there. Bit of coastline along here, rocky coast, the sandy beach running all the way along the coast. And there's a campground down here. We're not going to camp here, but just checking it out. Just dirt sites, basic facilities. Flight just landed. There's some aerobatic planes there too. Aerotech. Either aerobatics or maybe, no, they look, judging by their paintwork, I was going to say they could be crop dusters, but almost green grass here. passing through North Shields here. Hey, there it is, the Wheatsheaf Hotel. Looks like it's open today too. You can see Port Lincoln over there. And the peninsula off the other side. Right into the inner suburbs here. Nice set house, hotels, down across the bay to the port. All the wheat silos, huge wheat silos. Look at the big city again. Well, it's the biggest town we've seen since Adelaide, I reckon. Main Street, Port Lincoln. Busy sort of place, a lot of traffic this time of day. Snow White, working man, dog man, Baptist church. We're going down the main street to start with. Just coming down to the caravan park. Past the Maritime Science Centre. Well, after a wander around town, we found our way to Port Lincoln Holiday Park, and we found a lovely site here. We've got our tent set up and beautiful view out across the harbour. It's just a sensational view, as you can see. We're set for the next couple of nights. We're staying here at Port Lincoln, going to check the place out. A couple of days in Port Lincoln and explored the town, seen some of the sights, and we're just heading out now. We're camping overnight in the national park. So we're heading out fully loaded, got the bikes all kitted up, and we had to. The first stage of our trip was coming out of the caravan park. Hard to tell on this camera, but it's a pretty darn steep little pinch, and the first step was hiker bike, pushing the bike up the hill. Had a bit of a long run south from Port Lincoln alongside Mawson Bay, which is just the other side of those trees. Feels like the outback now. Red soil. You can see it, the Mawson Bay is through the trees there. big expanse of sheltered water. Just taking a dive off the road to visit a monument. It's this one up here. I suspect it's the ever-present Matthew Flinders who stopped here. Yeah, no view good now.
Not a nice view, actually. Get one.
Now hot.
Yeah.
We had a minor issue with a leaky MSR dromedary water bag. We're going out to camp, we need water, so we've got about 4.5 litres or so of water in it, which will tide us over for the night, we hope. There is some water out there, but it's not drinkable. It's a monument to Flinders.
Wow.
We're going to check out the Flinders well, which I think is right here. It's all of that far. Flinders well, part of the Encounter Trail. Just riding a little bit of the Investigator Trail through here, a couple of kilometres. Check it out. It's a walking trail, but it's quite rideable. Nice hard limestone type surface. No steep grades. It's pretty good. All good. This bit of road's keeping us busy with straight line hills. Vast as. Salt Lake out there, Pilly Lake it's called. You can see it from the top of the hill. You'll be able to see across the water through the trees there, looking across to Port Lincoln. Galahs on the ground. Yeah. Yeah, can do. Not Surfleet Cove yet. It's a nice little cove, but it's not where we're going. Well, we got to fit further on. Limestone country around here, a bit like Kangaroo Island. Not far away really. Now here's our Last little punch up the hill. Here we are at Surfleet Cove. Three, 4, 5, and we come around to site number 6. A bit gravelly, pretty hard looking, but we'll get by. A nice relaxing little spot. Good camping in the bush. Saying farewell to Surfleet Cove. We've enjoyed a stay, seen the sights, and now we've got a hill to climb to get out of here. That'll keep us busy. Heading back to Port Lincoln with a few stops along the way, maybe. Great view out there again. Sunny day. Looking across Port Lincoln, and that's Boston Island over there, I think they call it. Not healthy to go dropping a camera like that. Long downhill run. Rough old track.
Really sandy.
Yeah. Won't go down there. On the beach. Great views out across the bay. Proper bay they call it. We're looking across towards Port Lincoln. That's where we're heading today, back to Port Lincoln again. Not a long ride. Half a day's ride. This big roller coaster again. Came up this on the way in. Yeah. Hopefully there's more down than up. The closer I get to this one, the steeper it looks. It's a little wall. And turn right for Port Lincoln, and a tailwind. That's good. Well, we've arrived back in Port Lincoln after a campsite we had at Surfleet Cove, and just had some afternoon tea. We decided to stay in the Grand Tasman Hotel here in town just to get an earlier start, head out to Coffin Bay tomorrow. Not that there's any great pressure time, it's only about 45-50 kilometres, and we're heading for Coffin Bay, spend a few days there before we press on further to the west. All set to go for the hotel now, dear. It's a Sunday morning, riding out of Port Lincoln. The place is fairly quiet. So quiet, in fact, that the bakery's not open. So we had to visit the supermarket for supplies. We're just heading to Coffin Bay. Only about 44 kilometres or so. A waterfall in the gutter. So steep. This hill has waterfalls in the gutter. It's a slog. Hopefully just the one hill to get out of town. Well, this hill goes on and on and on. Feels like we're climbing the Port Lincoln Alps. This camera probably doesn't do it justice, but there's a very big climb out of Port Lincoln here. We've climbed up for 2 or 3 kilometres steady, and at times really steep. And then we look ahead and we've got some more up there. Finally getting up to the top of this hill. Bit of a view out there to the left. We decided not to take the Western Approaches Road out of Port Lincoln, thinking that's where the trucks would go, and I can see down below us there are a few trucks on that road. You can see it down in the valley, a bit busier than this one. But yeah, this road gave us a steep hill instead, but it is quiet. We'll rejoin that Western Approaches Road, follow the one Flinders Highway. So we rode over Avery's Hill, and now we're bombing out down the other side. There you go, trucks use low gear. Barn, stone built for a while, I reckon. Lots of grass trees with flower stalks in the bush along here. On a Sunday there's roadworks and traffic lights. Yeah, if it stays green long enough for us to get through. We're a big swamp both sides of the road. Classic old church. Good to see some forest for a change. Woodland. Slightly denser trees out this way. There's another grass tree stem. Several flower stems there. Ancient old cottage there. Beyond repair, beyond renovation, I think. Nice views out there. Mountains over there. Range of hills, and been a busy sort of road on this one. Bit of traffic. Sunday traffic, I guess. No trucks, that's probably a good thing. No big B triples. Into Coffin Bay. Nearly there. Back by the sea again. I think this is what's called, might be what's called Kelledy Bay. Part of Coffin Bay. Coffin Bay, there's a whole series of bays and inlets that make up the Coffin Bay backwaters. But we're getting closer to town. A great big white line. Maybe you can make it out. I think that's what they call the big desert. There's a whole lot of sand here. Just cresting this steep little bugger of a hill coming into town. Look at that. 2 or 3 kilometres to go. After all that flat riding, coming to town, there's a hill. Local clubs out racing, the dinghy fleet, you can see them through the trees there. Be the juniors, and there's all the oyster farms over there, I think. Amongst the sights of Emu Bay, the most remarkable thing is
Not Emu Bay.
emus on the main street. There's several emus were strolling down the main street. Go figure. So your verdict on the campsite, dear? It's flat.
This part is flat. Yep. We just
Yep.
have to get rid of all of those
Sheer cones.
things.
It's shady.
We'll get some shade.
Yeah,
We're a
and
bit closer to the road, but there won't be many.
oh, that's a back street over there, I think. So it's quite a nice little setting here. Discovery Park at Coffin Bay. Emu's right in the centre of town. Hello, Mr. Emu. How are you, Mr. Emu? They're on a young'uns. Oh my God, look at it, even more. Nice artwork on the building there. Community hall. Oh. They didn't even seem scared of us there. Just sat there looking at us. This is called Port Douglas. ironic, really. We've been to the Port Douglas in North Queensland. Now we're at Port Douglas in South Australia. Never even knew it existed. Coastal ride along here.